7 races I win, 4 with Renault and 3 with Ferrari.
Rene Arnoux, who is currently 76 years old, is an intriguing figure in the annals of Formula One. Arnoux' career was distinguished by both dazzling performances and controversial decisions, as he was renowned for his uncompromising racing style. We're exploring Formula One's crazy past to discuss a controversial as he was fast. Arnoux' career, which he is now 76 years old, had many exciting times on and off the track. Rene Arnoux debuted in the Formula One world in 1978 as a member of the smaller Martini team. However, it was not until he joined Renault in 1979 that the situation truly heated up. And gosh, did they heat up quickly? Rene Arnoux, who was born in 1948, started his career as a race car driver in the early 1970s. Because of his exceptional abilities, Formula One teams immediately took notice of him, and in 1974, he made his debut with the Ensign team. The early years of Arnoux were characterised by a lack of consistency. Although he had moments of brilliance, he ultimately battled with difficulties of dependability and politics inside the squad. Nevertheless, 1978 marked the beginning of his breakthrough when he signed with the Tyrrell team. Arnoux is racing Gilles Villeneuve for second place during the 1979 French Grand Prix in Dijon. What occurred next became legendary. Arnoux and Villeneuve performed a performance with the entire audience on the edge of their chairs for the final 2 circuits. They accelerated their vehicles to the maximum, clashed rims, and exchanged positions on each lap.
But one with Rene Arnoux second and Villeneuve go. Incredible! Villeneuve stood on every.
Today, decades later, this conflict continues to be discussed. However, it was not without controversy. Some people said it was careless and endangered both cars for no reason. However, Arnoux saw this as genuine racing, the core of what Formula One should be about. After the race, Villeneuve accused Arnoux of driving carelessly, and the 2 drivers fought violently. The event was a significant milestone in their rivalry and a turning point in Arnoux' career, creating controversy. But before we dive into that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to stay updated on all our latest videos. Let's go forward to 1982. Renault is still employing Arnoux, and the situation is about to become heated. Arnoux is currently in the lead of the French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard, with his colleague Alain Prost in second. Renault would benefit greatly from this, correct? No, not quite. Arnoux had been issued explicit instructions by the team: permit Prost to pass. For what reason? Prost was more advantageous in the championship fight and required the victory more urgently. However, Arnoux had other plans. Arnoux' career was determined by his refusal to comply with the team's directives and subsequent victory in the race. French supporters were ecstatic. However, chaos ensued behind the scenes. Renault was incensed. They perceived Arnoux' actions as self-serving and detrimental to the team's championship aspirations. This act of defiance resulted in significant consequences. It did not only deny Prost essential championship points, but also irreparably harmed Arnoux' relationship with Renault. Arnoux was eliminated from the team by the conclusion of the season. After departing Renault, Arnoux was able to secure a position in Ferrari's highly sought-after red car. As we all know, aspirations can rapidly transform into nightmares. But for the Frenchman, it was a fantasy come true. Arnoux secured 2 victories to commence the 1983 season. However, as time progressed, the situation began to unravel. Rumours regarding tension between Arnoux and the team began to circulate. The turning point occurred in the year 1985. After competing in just 1 race, Arnoux was abruptly terminated from his position at Ferrari. The explanation given by the government is physical problems, but many people in the Formula One world did not believe it. The abrupt demotion caused shockwaves to go across the Formula One world. The exact reasons for the termination became the subject of several rumours. It was a conflict with the team management, questions about the promise made by Arnoux. Until this day, the entire story continues to be a mystery. Nevertheless, Arnoux was not going to give up without putting up a fight. He filed a lawsuit against Ferrari, which resulted in a legal struggle that lasted for a number of years. From Arnoux' perspective, the money was not the most important thing. Rather, it was his honour and reputation as a driver. Following the Ferrari scandal, many people believed that Arnoux' career in Formula One had ended. On the other hand, the Frenchman had one more method up his sleeve. In the year 1986, he became a member of the Ligier team, which would prove to be the last chapter of his Formula One career. Although Ligier was not a top-tier team, it provided Arnoux with the opportunity to demonstrate that he still had the necessary skills to compete at the highest level. Also, he competed, often pushing his vehicle to the boundaries of its capabilities. The time that Arnoux spent at Ligier, however, brought to light another problematic facet of his driving style, which was his aggressive defensive strategies. The blocking techniques that Arnoux performed were criticised by a number of his other drivers, who referred to them as being both risky and unsportsmanlike. On the other hand, Arnoux considered it to be a competition. He believed that if a driver was unable to handle aggressive driving, then they had no business competing in Formula One. This attitude not only made him a strong adversary on the track, but it also earned him a significant number of adversaries to contend with in the paddock. Finally, let's speak about another facet of Arnoux that often caused people to raise their eyebrows: his emotional character. Arnoux, in contrast to many of his colleagues who were more stoic, expressed his emotions openly and honestly. Because of this, he sometimes had emotional outbursts, which formed a part of his legacy of controversy. One of the most well-known incidents took place at the British Grand Prix in the year 1988. It has been claimed that Arnoux broke down in tears after a qualifying practice that was rather unsatisfactory. Some others saw this as evidence of his enthusiasm for the sport. Others debated whether or not he had the mental fortitude necessary to compete at the highest level of racing. When we consider Rene Arnoux' career, it is simple to concentrate on the events that have caused controversy. The defiance of team directives, the aggressive driving, the emotional outbursts, and the legal fights were all things that occurred. To do so, however, would be to miss the greater picture all whole. In Formula One, Arnoux was a relic from a period different from the current one, when drivers were bigger than life, when personality was just as vital as performance, and when the two were on equal footing. An individual such as Arnoux would not be able to thrive in the more professional and corporate Formula One environment of today. On the other hand, it's possible that this is exactly what the sport is lacking. The Arnoux brand embodied an unadulterated and unrefined enthusiasm for racing. Every success and every setback was something that he felt in his bones. He was just like that. Currently, Arnoux, who is 76 years old, is filled with pride as he reflects on his career. In the end, it was the debates, the struggles, the highs and lows that shaped him into the racer that he later became. The spirit of the racer continues to live on, despite the fact that he may have put up his racing gloves a very long time ago. You get the impression that if someone were to give him a drive tomorrow, he would be at the racetrack in a flash, regardless of the circumstances. Rene Arnoux' passion for racing was more than simply a career, it was his whole existence. Rene Arnoux was a real original, a born racer, and a guy who, for better or for worse, always did things his way. Alright people, that's all for today. If you liked this, look back at F1's past, and please like, share, and follow. Who is your favourite Formula One maverick? Tell us about it in the comments section. Before we meet again, be sure to keep those engines going.